Robbie here. So I'd demonstrate how to install a SAS backplane on the top of the 580, because when you buy these used, usually you would probably get the standard configuration, which means that it had discs in the bottom, no backplane, and then these are plugged off. And sometimes you'll get a unit where the covers are gone and it hasn't got a backplane. That means that the backplane was removed prior to the machine put on sale. Well, here I have a vanilla example. So this is like probably for it's factory delivered with one backplane in the bottom but none on the top. And now we're going to actually remedy that, because I want to actually put 10 SAS discs. Now there is an NMVE backplane that you can put on the top. Those are very they're not very common, not easy to find. I haven't found on any resales. I think it was such a short period of time where those were even technically useful, so I haven't been able to find one. But so I'm going to put in a normal SAS SATA backplane for this installation. So anyway, what do you need to start with? Well, you need the backplane. So those are relatively easy to find on seller sites. But the one thing you need to be careful is you get the cables, because there are many sellers that only sell, they put this out, only the backplane. So what you need is you need the data cable, and then you need the power cable. And usually what you can do is you can find a seller that actually has a picture where where the backplane and the cables are in the same picture, and then you know that you actually, when you order it and you get it, then you get the backplane with the cables. So let's get started. And the first thing you need to make sure is that you don't have any power leads plugged in. And if you do, and you just shut the server down, then take the power cords out and wait a couple of minutes, because because of the lights out management of this server, then there is active voltage in the main board, so that it can actually do the tracking or the lights off monitoring. So yeah, cords out, and make sure you wait a couple of minutes for the capacitors to go down. But anyway, the first action directly related to the installation is, surprisingly enough, that it's to take the CPU memory box out, and it's enough to pull it out to the limit where it stops, so you don't actually have to pull it completely up. And I'd also like to mention that I'm actually following the instruction provided in the DL580 Generation 9 user's guide, so they actually do have pictures and description of how to pretty much handle any installation. But I thought it would be a good idea to demonstrate it also. So let's see what the next action is, and that is to take the this card out. So I'll just reposition the camera. So first we need to get this card out, and there are two thumb screws. One is here and the other one is back here. And you can actually use a tool to open these. That was a bit hard to open. And we should be able to lift it out. So, and then we just position it on top there. So that's that face down. So the next thing is to put the actual backplane in, and there are two guiding, what do I call these, guides. So we want them under the first one and then on top of that one, and then these need to be aligned up, and then these need to be screwed in. Oh, I haven't got it far enough in. Oh, I should have visually, there. So it needs to be moved in so that it hits the posts. So that's in. And that's in. So like that. So we start with the data cable. And I'm going to look at the instruction because it actually shows how it should be routed. I can understand the picture. I think it's the first hole here. And then it should come over here. And it should slot in there. Oh, what a nice taste. And then the other end is going to go into this connector. And I hope you can see it well enough, but there is only one connector, so it's not that. You won't miss it, even if you can't see it in the camera. And then that should go. This is a pretty crappy connector, this one, if you compare to the other connectors being used in this system. Let's see. Aha, okay, so it's that way. And just had to look how it was built inside. There. So that seems to feel very positive. And then need to get this card back into place. Dang, that was exactly what I shouldn't have done. Not let it fall down. Let's go over there. It's really precise when you're dealing with these. I'm so scared I'm going to cut myself because there might be a sharp edge. There. So that's in, and then I'll just screw the tab. No, screws back in again. Screws back in again. But you have to watch it because the. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, you probably saw it in the camera, but next to it you have the network module. So you don't, when you're putting this in, you don't want to smash it into the network module. There's all kinds of headaches. I don't know if I like these thumb screws. They're not very positive for thumb screws. As you see, you can use a tool. So that's that. So next is power. And really doesn't look, the pictures doesn't really represent the cable very well, but hey. I'm assuming that it'll go around this way around, and use my magnifying glass. These drawings are so small. Okay, I'm making the assumption that it's there. Has to go through the fur on top. Hole. Another top hole. And then plugs into here. Like that. And then it plugs into here. Like that. So far so good. So now we can put the CPU back. That's back. And because I'm going to be using these, so take these covers off. Okay, very positive, but it's kind of that kind of a screwdriver you need to use, and basically there is no just putting it in one angle. But watch out, there's kind of a metal piece in there, so you need to kind of, so it looks like that when it's inside. So you're actually, what you're doing is you're trying to push at that edge with the screwdrivers. So I'm going to blind you with my light, so I'm going to do it off camera. But I have a headlamp, and I'm going to look into the hole, and you can see the end of that, and the only thing you want to push at is that. So not the twisted metal bracket that's in there, because that's the one that's most old. And then if you start working on the bracket, then you're liable to break your tool or break the socket, or break this cap. So I'll just get those out. So all of them are out. I think I damaged it, but it was a bit. It wasn't. I think I could have made a design where you can just because the fans, for example, they were very easy just to take a hold of and pull out. But I mean, this that you have to actually do the fiddle like this to get those out, I think it's a bit strange. Especially if you would like to hot install discs. And this is running, and then you keep the covers on to have the correct airflow. There's basically no way to take them out if the server's in the rack with a cover on it. Which, whatever. Stupid design. So anyway, mission accomplished. Backplane is in. The slots are open. Cables connected. Yeah, that part's done. So anyway, I'm going to continue getting these prepared, and if you're interested, tune in for the next one.